Spiders often top the list of the most feared animals in the world. And typically, it seems like the bigger the spider, the more it seems to freak the average person out. In this episode of The Wild Report, we had the opportunity to encounter two of the largest spider species on their respective island chains. In Hawaii, an orb weaver, which is famous for its intricate webs, and in Japan, an arachnid whose common name comes from its ferocious hunting strategy. Of these two species, the orb weaver definitely sounded like the easiest to find and capture. So we set out on a spider hunting adventure that lasted all of 2 minutes, because conveniently for me, one had made a web right underneath our rental. Now I anticipate that she'll drop down into my hand. There we go. Oh, not too far, not too far. Check this out, wow. She's beautiful. All right, this right here is the largest spider in Hawaii. This is the Hawaiian garden spider. And these are actually in the Argiope genus of spiders, which includes more familiar species like the black and yellow garden spiders from back home in North Carolina. Now, all of these spiders in the genus Argiope have really impressive sexual dimorphism. So this right here is a female, I can tell because she's quite large in size, up to around 2.5 to 3 inches in leg span. And she has this really beautiful yellow patterning on her thorax. Now, the males of this species are significantly smaller than the females. So if you're ever looking in the web of one of these spiders and you see a smaller brown individual, that very well might be the male of this species. Now, the Argiope genus of spiders, these are all orb weaving spiders, and that means they are spinning these really large, really sticky webs. Now, these webs, of course, are designed for catching other invertebrates, which is the primary food source of these spiders. So typically the way they hunt, once their web is spun, they'll wait for things to get trapped in it, tire themselves out, then they'll come over and inflict a mildly neurotoxic bite, wrap that animal up with silk, and then they're going to inject some digestive enzymes, and then they'll drink that right out, kind of like a little protein shake of sorts. These are very commonly seen around human development since there are so many invertebrates and therefore potential prey items that are attracted to especially like the artificial lights that you get in these areas. So if you are lucky enough to see one of these while you're on vacation in Hawaii or on the other Pacific islands where they're native to, they are a completely harmless species and they are doing so much more good for the ecosystem than potential harm to you. Now, one thing I always test with the larger spiders that I find is how willing they are to crawl on my face. So naturally, now that I'm working with one of these spiders, I have to test my theory once again. Into the hair, always to the hair. Thank you, you're awesome. With Hawaii's largest spider under my belt, all I needed now was to locate and capture one of Japan's largest arachnids. I'm literally standing here in the train station waiting to get picked up to go look for Japanese giant salamanders. And there's a big old Pantropical Huntsman spider just sitting up here on the door frame. We gotta catch this. The spider immediately yeeted itself off the wall and underneath a nearby bench. At which point I grabbed the nearest tool available to me, which happened to be a toilet cleaning brush, and tried to scoop it out from underneath. Ah, there he goes, there he goes. Sweet. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Whoa, no, check it out, check it out. Wow, this one's way bigger than the other one was. This amazing spider right here is the Pantropical Huntsman spider. And it is actually one of the largest spiders here in Japan. There are orb weaving spiders, things like the Joro spider or the wasp spider, that do get a little bit larger, but in terms of the non-web spinning spiders, our Huntsmans are by far the largest. Now, Huntsmans are unique for a couple reasons. For one thing, I already mentioned, they don't spin webs. They can produce webbing, kind of like little lifelines if they're trying to drop down from a high place. What a Huntsman spider is going to do is literally chase something down, pin it with its legs, and inject its venom. So these have a non-medically significant neurotoxic venom. It's not enough to hurt a human badly, despite how big they are. If he did decide to bite me, I'd probably have like a little bit of itching and swelling, but I don't anticipate it would be much worse than, let's say, a mosquito bite. Now, these legs are super long to give them more speed, and these are extraordinarily fast spiders. You saw as he was fleeing under the bench there, they can move very, very quickly when they want to, but he seems to be pretty chill on my wrist right now. And that's pretty rare for huntsmans because normally they are going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Now, as the largest non-web spinning spiders here in Japan, our huntsmans are ecologically important, kind of as very low-level consumers. So most of their prey is going to be invertebrate, and they're largely nocturnal. So I'm gonna guess the reason he was in this bus stop is because these artificial lights are attracting all kinds of cool invertebrate prey for him to feed on. But the larger huntsmans, like maybe this one, have been known to prey on small vertebrates, even small reptiles, should the opportunity present itself, even though that's a little more rare than them eating other bugs. So because they're eating a wide variety of prey items, but still falling prey to larger consumers, our huntsman spiders are really, really important, kind of at that lower middle layer of our ecosystems. The way he's actually gonna willingly go back on this wall. Do you want to go back on the wall? This is usually the part where they run up my body. Yeah. No. The wall. Look, a ledge. You would like to climb onto that, wouldn't you? You don't want to be on me. I'm a predator. Ah, there you go. Bye, friend. If you've seen this clip of a huntsman spider floating around the internet, you might just find yourself caught in a web of lies about the true nature of this species. Contrary to how they're often portrayed in popular media, huntsman spiders are not the aggressive monsters that we make them out to be. In fact, this individual seemed more than content to sit my arm and let me film once it was in a comfy position. So the moral of the story is, don't judge a spider by its appearance. Here's your sneak peek at the species that will be featured in the next episode of The Wild Report. I'll see you next time, but until then, stay curious and keep adventuring everywhere. This has been Zeno of The Wild Report, signing out.